Please, ma'am, we're about to go live. We're about to go live. Hello? Yes. We are live now on YouTube.
So you need to put off all your telephones and anything that could distract you, so that they don't call. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday evening. It's supposed to be 7 p.m. program, but we want to apologize for coming rather late because of we are just recovering from the HMT program that we had, and I'm sure my team are still recovering. So we are rather late because of all technical things that they have to put in place. So great apology to all of you that have been expecting us to be on before now, and and please go and share the message today. Share. Go share the message with your friends, with your family members. Go tag your family members as well. Right now, I'm going to introduce to you the hero that we have today. And the person that we have today is not just a guest, but today is her birthday. So I want to present to you Miriam Moore. Yes, and so let me, in the name of DSA family, let me join the whole world to congratulate you for your birthday, Miriam. So happy birthday, Miriam. Happy birthday. You look so beautiful. You look so great. Gorgeous. Excellent. Yeah, you look wonderful. So, what are your feelings today? What are you feeling right now? Are you having a reflection moment? You said sorrow? Okay. 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 So is a feeling of urgency to be able to succeed and not to miss the opportunity, right? So, but are you, when you talk about that, paid, is it about the past also? Okay. Okay. So you are you are having the feeling of victory, gratitude for the. Well, wonderful. Well, one of the uh, explanations or reasons for bad days is definitely for reflection. But when we reflect, it is important for us not to be reflecting with a sense of regret, because there is nothing we can do about our past. And we can only do something about our present and our future. So it's a very, very good philosophy that you have. It's a very, very good understanding that no, you are looking at the past with victory, and then you are looking at the present with a sense of urgency. Very, very, very good combination. Very, very good idea. So the urgency to do something quickly, to be able to make it and fulfill the calling and destiny that God has given to you. Why the past is just reflecting, maybe to also correct the things that have been done in the past and maybe not quite rightly, or not well, maybe some mistakes that were done. So that then there might be a need for us to sometimes reflect backward as well, but then to look at the things that could be done better, or to look at the mistakes that were there in the past that we want to correct, that so that we don't repeat them moving forward. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I actually admire your courage, because you have told me a few things about yourself, and we are still going to talk about that today. But when I reflect about your upbringing and your life, it's very reminiscent of my own life as well, and my upbringing, and I'm thinking uh, it is it takes a person of courage and a lot of fortitude to be able to for you to be able to not just survive and go through the life situation that you are able to go through, but to also be able to uh, be so strong in moving forward, but most importantly, doing good to people every day, the way you have been doing. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your life. You know you know, Miriam, I'm going to stop you. I heard that the volume was very bad and they couldn't hear you well. So you have to start the whole story all over again, your life story all over again. From the moment I ask you, what are you feeling today and your reflection. So, but it's not from your side, it's from our side. So you have to start the whole story again if you don't mind. Please, everybody, go share the message. Share, everyone. Let's go and share this message. Go and tag your friends and family. And now I think they said it's better now. So we need to listen to the story of Miriam. Thank God, it's good now. So we can hear you now, Miriam.
Okay. All right. Where do you want me to start from?
I want you to start from when I ask you what you are feeling right now on your day of birth.
Okay. So what I'm feeling right now is a good feeling, really. Right now I'm feeling a sense of urgency. And I'm also feeling a reflection of victory. And the reason why I'm feeling a sense of urgency, not to walk, not even to run, I want to soar and fly, and just so I can finish the purpose why I was born to this world. But the reflection of the past, I feel victorious because I'm able to overcome the things that life gave to me. So, and I'm joyful because I've been able to see integrity in my life. When I see people that I relate with and the things that God has allowed me to do, I see a sense of integrity. I see a sense of love around me. And I'm understanding truly the love of God and also, Pastor Sunday, the victory of the battle of life.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm understanding love deeper. I'm also understanding the battle of life. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm joyful.
And I wanted you to tell us about your childhood, what you have started to say.
Yes. Okay, my childhood, like I was saying, when I was born, it was a little bit before the war. My mother had a disabled child as her first child from her first marriage.
Yes.
That marriage did not work. So she had me for another husband, not like a concubine, in the city and have other children because she was the only child left out of her siblings. So out of her family, she wanted to have children, to have companions. So, and the marriage issue was not easy, so she just keep having children. So since the first one is disabled, I was one that is helping her. So everything that she was feeling, she would wake me up as a young child to tell me, to help her go to market, to when she's crying, it is me that she will put those things upon. So I grew up with a lot of questioning about life and trying to survive. Even education. Nobody was able to help me to go look for admission. So I remember going to school management board to go look for admission in secondary school. And I remember going there and the guy asked me, said, "Where's your parents?" I said, "They're all dead." Because I was too young to come by myself. So he said, "Okay, I'm going to help you." So he helped me.
Who was this person?
I don't know who he is. I just met him at the school management board because I took my paper there. And when I got there, he was like, "You're too young to come for admission or come and look for school." And he asked me, "Where is your parents?" I said, "They're all dead."
Wow.
Because he said, "You're not supposed to come. No child comes here for that." So he said he was from my village, and he helped me and gave me a letter, the letter that I was looking for to go and get admission. So I don't know how to ride bike because we didn't have bike. I don't know how to braid hair because I wasn't able to do all of that. All I knew was to go to market carry things on my head to my home market to help my mother. And at that early stage, Dr. Sunday, it was rough. Then to top upon the roughness on that early age, the public compound where we were living, I was raped.
Raped at what age?
When I was looking at the picture, I think it probably would be, I would probably be like around 12 or 12 or 11.
But you had finished primary school at this point.
No, I was still going to primary school because after the rape, my mother took me to her village to finish primary school.
So that should be less than 12 because you finished primary school at 12.
Yeah.
So this should be around 10 or 11.
Yes. Yeah, because I was looking at the picture. Recently, I found a picture during that period that I took with my auntie. So I knew that I could be between that age. And because of the war, we skipped schools. We skipped school because of the war. So it was a very, very rough life, honestly, and it was chaotic. But God helped me. That's when I began to look for God.
And who was this rapist?
Well, I don't know who he is. He lives in our yard. And we were giving him, we were survivors. So we call him Uncle. It's a public yard where they have like 40 rooms in one yard. And then you have one kitchen in one place, everybody cook. So it was like a dinner time. And my mother, all of us were gathering to eat. And they asked me to go bring water. So I just went to the tap. It's one tap to bring the water. And as I was coming, the man said, but give me water too, So I dropped my own and I collect water to give because his room is at the edge of the tap. And as I collect the water, he's just like sitting, it's a small 6x6 room. He's sitting there. The next thing I see, he put my hand on my mouth, flip me around just like that, and he said, if you speak, I will kill you. So as that thing happened, I went back inside. I couldn't eat. My mother don't even know what was happening to me. But the next day, I locked myself inside the house for 2 days. That was when I stopped talking. For all through my primary school.
No, was this a young person like you or an older person?
An older person. Very old man. I'm looking at my age. That man would be probably like maybe 30 or 40 at that time.
Wow.
Because he's a grown-up man. Yeah.
So it was traumatic. That's why you couldn't come out of the house for 2 days.
Yes, and that's why I couldn't talk for a very long time. I bite my nails, I will bite my nails for a long, long time. And even with that kind of life, it cost me, looking for love in wrong places.
Yeah, because when someone is raped, when you grow up, either you are going to totally walk away from men or you are going to be promiscuous.
Yeah, in the initial stage, I was, until God began to deliver me. And when I had an experience with God, and the first thing he told me, he said, I want you to close your legs. So he said, because I live in you.
Beautiful.
And he said, and I will heal you. And that was it. It took time for God started healing my emotional damage. And after that damage of emotions, I step out to other people.
But you were working in Nigerian, is it custom authority?
Nigerian customs.
Is that, but that should only aggravate the, the lifestyle, the promiscuous lifestyle.
Oh yes, Doc. What happened was I had a child at a very early age too. So now, because we're very poor, there's down the street was a young man that lived there. I'm in secondary school now, from the primary school from village and back to the city. And this young man, he kind of watched me because I'm always going to the market. And he will ask me what we need at home. And I would kind of resist that thing because his father was rich. But anyway, at the end, I gave in to he become my boyfriend and I got pregnant. And friend of mine met. And when I got a job in Nigerian customs, it's like that, from nowhere to somewhere, like money. So now that one now helped me to live a real life that was not life that God has planned for me, because now the more money I get, the more whole I find myself, the more promiscuous every man wants you, and that was, I didn't even know what value, let me use the word, I didn't know what, there was a word I never knew until I came to America. I never knew that word, so it was a word itself.
The word value or moral?
Yes, moral. I never knew the word moral until I came to America.
Wow.
I never knew the word moral until I came to America.
Are you serious?
It was when I came to America.
You didn't know the word moral?
Yes.
But why do people say that Africans are supposed to be more moral because of the culture? Or it's an illusion?
No, there's no moral in Africa. Well, how can there be a moral when a 60-year-old man or a 70-year-old man that have a daughter of 10 years or 16 years sleeping with a child that is 16 years? Is that moral? How can there be a moral when a married woman sleeping with other married people? Is that moral? How can there be a moral when one person, one woman or one man have more than 10 people as people you sleep with? That's not moral. And each one of them, you're lying to them. Is that not moral? So there's no moral there. That's no moral.
So this was before the spread of Pentecostalism and churches everywhere, isn't it? Or it was during the same time?
Oh, it's the same time. There are churches there. When I left Nigeria, there are churches and Pentecostals there.
And that didn't stop. That didn't stop all that.
Oh no. You going to church does not stop immorality. It takes place right inside that church, right? Really.
Do you think the same thing will still be happening now?
Of course, it's happening everywhere. In my city here, when the Lord started calling me, there was a lady that her husband left her, and then there is a man, a pastor that was going to console her, and the pastor was sleeping with her. And she told me that, and I went to the pastor and said, that's not good for that lady, because that lady has a disabled child. So I felt for her. I saw her like me, and I went to the pastor and said, you cannot do that. But anyway, from all the information I got, several years down the road, that pastor has a baby with his member. So it's
with his what?
The member of his church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about with you having a baby at 18? Does that give you any sense of social responsibility before those kids back in Africa that are compromised at a young age to be sleeping around and become pregnant like you were when you were young? Do you feel any sense of obligation to those kind of girls back in Africa?
Yes, sir, I do. So when I finally received the calling of God, the first thing that I did was the Lord told me to go back to secondary schools and start telling them that I have a dyslexia, and that I finished high school without being able to read and write.
Wow.
Yes. So I have to go back there and start telling them that. Because now when I came back to America, I have to start going back to school. So I started going to the schools, and that was my first service. It was going to schools, talking to them, praying for them, telling them how I came out. I still do that in my region here in Elif. For 12 years, that has been my main mission, going to schools, after school hour, putting Bible and putting prayer there, and giving them pizza, and telling them my testimony, and telling them why education is good. So back in Nigeria, I was gathering single mothers that were like me, because Pastor Sunday, I that are being thrown away because they are pregnant. So in Nigeria, at least, I remember I was able to house about 12 of them. And until they have children, and then I'll go and send them back to their house. And in Houston here, every time they have girls that are pregnant in schools, I'm one of the people they will call because they don't want to tell their parents and they're afraid, And right now, I'm a counselor, a spiritual counselor into where women come to women that have diseases, women that are pregnant, where they come for counseling. That's where I am now. I go there 4 times a week. Oh no, 2 times a week.
Wow, you are a blessing. You are really forcing. You are really forcing Satan to pay, eh?
Yes.
But how could you work in Nigerian customs if you didn't know how to read or write?
Oh, Pastor, that is just a cover-up. Some other person do the job, you sign the paper, you collect the money.
Wow.
Yeah?
And you are still making money?
Of course, I was working there with it's a cover-up. I can read, but if they have a detailed work to do, I guess somebody else will come and do it.
Wow.
It's corrupt. It's a corrupt system. And that's why I left. Because after a time, I knew that's not my place. I knew that's not where I belong. I knew that's not the life I was looking for. Because God was with me, even then. Because the more money I get, the more debt I was going. The more money I get, the more I died more. So God himself one day told me, I want you in America and I will meet you there.
Wow.
I took off like something was pursuing. I left my things, I took off and I came here, and I was almost homeless for 3 weeks, even when I have a house and cars over there. But God wanted me here because he wanted to change my life and turn it around.
How did you get the visa though?
Oh, I was coming to America for vacation, Pastor.
Okay.
I have so much money. I just come for vacation, I go back with money even. Help the people here, pay their rent. Money was not a problem.
Okay. Because of the lifestyle you are living as well.
Yeah, because of the lifestyle and because I was making money from Nigerian customs. Yeah.
Wow. And I'm sure it's still like that now.
Of course. Corruption is the top of the line in Nigeria.
So how did you reconcile with your mom at the point when you started making money?
Oh, when she drove me away, and when I got a job, I love my mother, and so it wasn't like anything. I still went, because the reason why she drove me away, she felt like I was a disappointment. And then I cannot help take the responsibility. But actually, that made her know that it's not the way we look at life. It's not of him that will it. It was God that showed mercy. And God really, that was a good thing that I got pregnant and had a baby, because really that slowed me down. So that was a plan of God. And that's the only child I have. So if if I did abortion, I would maybe not have a child now.
And
so
what about the man, the father of that child?
Oh, that father of that child at that time, he had 2 women or 3 pregnant at the same time.
Wow.
So when my mother drove me away, I looked for his mother, the mother of the young man, because he has another woman pregnant at home.
Oh.
So I went to the mother in another city. Yeah. So the man, we never got married. And yeah.
So, but the mother was able to take you in, right?
Yes, the mother, very good woman. She took me in and she took care of me. And until I had my baby, and then I went back to the city. I left her. Very good woman. I thank God for that woman.
Were you able to raise your child, or you had to give your child to your grandma?
Oh, raising my child was not easy. I'm very grateful. It was hard raising my child because I was still trying to find out who I am.
Wow, what a story. And what is even, I'm so happy you are talking this, but what I'm thinking right now is that could it be that there are people going through exactly the same thing right now?
Exactly the same thing that I'm telling you. There are people going through it, not only in Nigeria, all over this world. In America, I have lived for 20-something years, and I have the opportunity as a missionary to go to different countries, and I have seen exactly what I'm telling you around everywhere. But more in Nigeria. When I came back from Ranhard Bunkie, I saw some girls there, and those girls were busy crying because I can tell that they're children of people who didn't have parents or people who didn't have father. The whole thing that you see in this world today, by my experience, is people without adequate families. That's why I also am an advocate for families. That people must be, if you can't be together, don't bring children. And if you are pregnant, it's not the time to hate, because these doses are destruction to children. I am an advocate of family. You must raise your children, and you must be together, because once you separate a child from family, you have destroyed that child.
Is the father of your son laying a claim to him now, or he doesn't?
My daughter, well, yeah, she knows her father, but not immediately. They get to know each other maybe when she was almost in her 16 years old or 15.
Do they have relationship?
Yes, they did have relationship, and he's passed on to glory.
He died young.
Yeah, he really died young because he lived a rough life. He should be in his 60s. He lived a rough life. He died young, really young, really young. Again, leaving those children, to your tent, O Israel.
You said he died in his 60s?
Yeah, he died before 60 or 60s. Yeah, he died young.
And
Yeah.
it's amazing how you have been able to turn around a story that looks like horrific and horrifying into ministry. You have just turned it around into ministry.
Yes, sir. Doctor, when people ask me or when people see me, except now that I'm sharing this with you, they don't understand why I have that passion. You know, the passion that I have on humanity. The passion I have on any human or in ministry is because of what I have been through. So my heart has become the heart of mercy and kindness, and it's a heart that is crushed before God.
Yeah, tell me more about your ministries, your outreaches. How did you start? How did that even take off?
So when I got to America and I started trying to know God, and God was speaking to me all through. He was ministering to my heart, and he would tell me scriptures to read. So he told me that he will use me if I will let him. So I said, I fought it at first because I'm wondering how the Lord is using. And when I look at the pastors at that time, because I have a gift, God will never allow you to go through things without gifting you. So when I look at people at the churches and I saw what they're doing, I couldn't go to anybody to ask them, what is this calling? How do you do it? No one. Because when I watch what they're doing, I say, no. My spirit will say no. So one day God told me, he said, I will raise you
Hope for the heart.
Yes, sir. Hope for the heart. Yes.
How did you take that from America to Africa?
I will collect shoes and use clothes and medications, and I will take it to Africa. And because it was so genuine, people were supporting me.
So tell me about some of the things you have done in Africa.
So what I have been able to do in Africa is I went there and I was there for like a year plus. So when because I have a property there, so I used my property and I started gathering orphans. So I was getting orphans that were geniuses. They were very intelligent. So I was looking for sponsors for them. And most of them are all graduated now. Some of them are married. And then I was working.
That's a great, 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 great victory. Great testimony. Great story.
So, and some of them are married, and some of them are in America here.
Wow.
You know, they've got, some of them are in America here. Some of them are in Nigeria. Some of them are doctors. Some of them are engineers. Some of them are accountants. Yeah.
Wow, what a story. What a story in turning your crisis into your resource, into your riches. Turning your crisis into your riches. What a wonderful, wonderful story. And these people were orphans who are living in your house.
Yes, they are, and they live in my house, and then some of them in the orphanage homes, and I will sponsor them into from primary school to college to university. And one thing about these people, the ones that I know, they were not taking bribe or copying other people to pass exam. I know some of them that passed, that they failed because they refused to give bribe to write the exam. But today, they have passed and finished, they are in America.
Wow.
Yeah. And one of the things that we've been able to do in ministry is the leprosy people that was abandoned in Bayelsa. We went there for almost 5 years to give them medication and start school for them on the street.
Leprosy?
Yes, sir. Leprosy. Leprosy.
What do they call the house of for leprous people? Leprocage or lepro? What do you call that house? Did they have a home for leprous?
No, sir. They don't have any home. They live on the street. I will send you the video. All of them are abandoned everywhere in Nigeria. All the places. Leprosy is curable. Leprosy is not infectious. Leprosy is a blood transfusion illness. And Jesus healed leprosy people. So on my birthday, like this, I went there to see them. I was in Nigeria, I gathered things and I said, for this purpose I was born. Because these people are on the street, nobody talks to them. Because everybody is afraid to go there. Yeah. So that's what this is the area of one of my passion, apart from the young girls. My passion is to raise a voice for those leprosy people that are abandoned everywhere. Everywhere. And they're having more children.
Who is having children?
On the street. The leprosy people.
I don't understand.
The leprosy people are having more children there where they are on the streets.
Are they married or what?
Well, they marry themselves. Because if the woman has a leprosy, another man has leprosy, they find unity there. And then they have more children there. Oh, Pastor, Dr. Sunday, if you see some of the video, you'll be like, what? I thought that I don't want to bring it to the public. But when I started going there, it was this television company that was supporting me.
No, tell me more about this leprosy situation.
Oh, okay, all right.
How did you even discover them?
It is the passion because I saw them on the street. I was coming back from on the road, and I see that these people are everywhere. And I ask question. I say, why are these people here? What happened? They say they are leprosy people because they don't let them go in the city. And then, they don't let them go into the city, and no government has any kind of help for these people. No kind. If anyone listening out there, and you know any organization or anyone doing something for leprosy people in Nigeria, please let me know. Because we will work together to make sure that those people have are treated like human beings. They say to me, will please help us tell to other people that we are human beings. So I went down and I asked questions, and they say, we are just here. People throw money like that for them on the street. So I organized. I came back to America, and I started asking doctors what kind of medicine they need. And then the doctors started giving it to us, and we started going there.
People who have leprosy, are they feeling are they feeling pain or what?
Oh, it eat up their leg. Eat up their leg.
Is it something similar to sugar diabetes or something like that?
No. Leprosy is way more diabetic illness.
It's
Leprosy
worse?
It's not like that one. Leprosy is like when you saw in the Bible, Jesus Christ cleans a leper. That's what it is.
Yeah, I just read that King cleans the leper, but I never saw one before. I don't know how do people feel? Do they scratch themselves, or what happens?
He eat them up. He eat their skin up. He eat their bone up. He eat it. He will eat until maybe he will eat the very nerves that connect to their heart, and sometimes their stomach will go big, and they die. Yeah. So it's so short. So they have to have clutches. I will send the video to you. I'll send the video to you. I actually wanted to send it to you before now. And also, if you want to know, they can go on my Facebook and they will see one video. But that is just a clip. I will send you a series of videos.
That is.
Yeah.
So is it only in Bayelsa? Is it only in Bayelsa in Nigeria we have them?
Everywhere in Nigeria, they are in Benin. On the Benin Express Road when you're going from Lagos. That is the main one. I wasn't able to go there. They are in River State. They are in Calabar. They are in all the states, Imo State. Maybe, I don't know, maybe now there are some states that will make provision for them, but I don't think so. If they cannot make provision for some things that are the orphans and the widows of different states, I wonder if even the mad people, they have a mad people in Nigeria that you see the mad people, they carry something and they beating on the road and they put chains on them, and then in fact I heard that they drop them. So they will stay there, and then you have a certain group of people making money out of these mental people. Because I have mental people in my retarded sister. I have to put her in a home because my mother passed away. So I'm always going out there looking at what they're doing with all these people. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Did you mention that you stayed in Nigeria for a year?
A year plus, yeah. And I'm still willing to go when you go. I want to go. Because you have to be on ground to do some certain things.
You put your life on hold in America.
Yeah. started doing this, I see them every time because it was not common. I was very young when you see the picture. I didn't have no reason to do that, but I knew I was overtaken by the power of God Almighty, and also the zeal of God overtook me, and He protected me. Because in some places that I went, even when they were burning down police station, having political issue, that's when I go. That's when we go. When they're having issues, that's when we go. And believe me, God protects. God protects. When you do something according to God's way, He will protect you. And you're living an example and an imprint for generations to follow. Yeah.
You are a one-man army.
I have people around me, but I believe in strategic work and strategic thinking, like you were teaching. You know, I believe in strategy. Because at one point I was asking God, I said, God, people ask God, give me idea for business, give me idea for whatever it is they want to create. I ask God to give me strategy on how to serve Him.
And you are doing the same thing. You are doing the same thing in America too. You are serving in America also.
Yeah, in America, yes, sir. Every day.
Tell me about some of the people you attend to in America.
In America, what I do is I have passion for the veterans.
The who?
Because I'm a veterans.
Veterans.
Yes. Because I don't know, I just have a passion for the veterans and those people that are underneath the bridge, homeless people. So what we do is we just take food, we take water, and we take courage and go there and help them. But that's what we do. But the main work that I do here is the school, going to school to talk to all of those people. But also the another one is serving those people on the streets. And then recently, this past 2 months, there was a veteran that I saw. He's been depressed for 17 years, and he wanted to die. He's in his house. So when I went there and I saw the condition, I went to a church, and the church helped a lot. They didn't ask him if he was a member. They didn't ask him if he paid tithes. All they do is they followed me, and they cleaned up, and they brought life for him, and then we lead him to Christ, because at first he said he doesn't want anything to do with God. So, but when this group of people from this white church, Baptist church, when they did that, the man now received Christ. I remember when we were serving the man a month ago or 2 months ago, one person came there giving their tract, and he said, "Is he your church member?" I said, "No, he's a church member of God." Does he? So yeah, that's what I do here. Yes.
I was just about to say that church that went with you probably is not a Nigerian church.
Oh no. Nigerian church, I don't have anything to do with them.
Because they will be asking, is the man paying tithe or not?
Yes. Is he a member? His name is not registered. Yeah. I don't have anything to do with Nigerian churches because of their interest is not in serving the land where they are. Maybe some of them, I don't know, but the serving the land is only based on what member that will come there. And most of the time, no American go there and sit down, except if they have the heart of the kingdom. Because if you don't have the heart of the kingdom, no nation will gather around you. You can only just have those Africans gathering there, and it takes them time to have a mental reformation, because you can't come out from Africa and gather with only Africans.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
How did you get to know about DSA though?
It was my friend that I've known for a long time, Chiwe Ananaba. So, she's the one that told me about you. Chiwe Ananaba I've known for more than probably about 30 years. We were young. was not successful at that time. So that's how
Was this was this when you were already working at the customs or before?
Yeah, when I was working in custom.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was working in custom.
But you became so close, almost like sisters.
Even that time we were very close because we just loved ourselves. I mean, we kind of look alike, and she's a little radical like me, so we became very close. So and that's how I met you. So she talked to me about you, and that's it. And ever since then, my life has changed. Because at first, I used to think that my way of Christianity is an extreme. But I think it's an extreme because I'm seeing what I see in my world. I'm following it. And if you come from the background that I come from, you have to be an extremist with God. And I have never been a middle person. I have never been a middle person in my life. I'm an extremist. Because when I was in the world, I was totally in the world. And now I'm in Christ, I cannot be a middle person. I am totally for Christ. Yes. No, I can't. And I was extreme here, now I'm extreme here. And I'm only extreme with that extremity because of this. You said in your word, I heard it and I was talking to students, that you said, we read it, me and one of my colleague here, we read it and it says, and you said that the Bible is a how did you say it? The Bible is
a manual.
Book of principle.
Yes. It's a book.
I told it to students, over 1,800 students. I said, because we gave them Bible and then we gave them scholarship. And I said to them, the Bible is the book of principle. You don't go put it on your shelf. You don't do it in your covenant. You don't do it, you do what God says. Whatever God says, you do. You do, you will have long life. You do, you will not be manipulated by any human being. Because you have the Spirit of the Father connected to you. And you can hear Him clearly. Where, and God, TSA, I started saying this, God is not beating people up, like beat you up. God is passionate about you. In your sin, God wants you. Come. But you cannot do it your way. You have to do it His way. That's why He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And He's set. The motion is set. You can't change it. No one can change it. So this is my principle to life, and that's how I met you, and I love it. I love this extremity. This is where I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that too. When I was in the world, very extreme. Now in Christ, very extreme too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, the child you are talking about is not a boy, really. It was a girl, right? Your daughter is
It's
a girl.
It's a beautiful girl.
And now a woman now, right?
A very big woman. She just celebrated her birthday. And I have a lot of children, DSA. I have a lot of children, I'm telling you. In my life in America, I came here to serve the people of this nation. And so far, I've been able to mentor pastors and ordain them, and they have churches. And they have good churches. They don't have churches that play games. They are very serious. In fact, one of the ones that I mentor, they are the one that brought Reinhard Bonnke into the city of Houston.
Wow.
Yeah. I still mentor people. My desire is to help somebody find the purpose and calling of God in their life. Because many people don't know it. How can I come from Nigerian custom where there is money into serving God? That is because I know who I am now. I know I was born for this. For this purpose I was born, to serve people. But it's a trick one that God allowed me to work there, serving human beings, seeing the corruption, seeing the pits. I knew there was a time I saw myself in a pit. Then now I'm coming to the mountain of the Mount Zion of God.
Now I see why you couldn't be enslaved by the churches.
I see what?
You could not be enslaved or imprisoned by the churches.
No way. I can never be imprisoned by any church. You know why? Because no way. I am a full church. I am a full church myself. So the church is a building that people congregate. So how can I now carry my real church to go into a building and allow myself to be enslaved in that place? No. We are churches, the temple of the living God. The building is a building to congregate. And I am a church not built with hand. Not built with hand. The building and the name is built and given name to a human being. And there's only one name. It's Jesus. I can never be enslaved by any man or by any church. No way. I am already a slave to the master. How can I be a slave to a human being? No. We're not supposed to be like that. I've gone to many churches to see what they are doing. A lot of them. I see all what they do. I will just look at them, I will smile. And sometimes because they see the light of God in me, they would like to come close. But I will still shine because I am there to shine for the people. If I can get 10 people to see this is the way we need to go, I have done my duty. I will not live there and go my way. I said, no, goodbye.
You are such a huge encouragement.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What about if there are people who are watching us now and they would like to be mentored by you? How do they do that? How can they contact you?
Okay, they can come and they can contact me through my Facebook, Miriam OGOLO more. They can also contact me by Kingdom Lifestyle. That is because of you, I've been working on myself to set up some things, and the Lord gave me a name called Kingdom Lifestyle.
Right.
But it's good to go, Kingdom Lifestyle, because this is a way of life. It's not anything. It's a system. It's set, and that's the word I follow. So Kingdom Lifestyle or Miriam Ogolomo, and we're working on our website, and very soon I'm going to be launching it. Where I will be able to put a lot of things, because your encouragement has helped me to come to another place, and because of you, I have written a book since I met you.
Oh.
Yes.
What is it called?
It's called The Springs of Love.
The Springs of Love. Yeah, it's like you yourself, you are like a bundle of love yourself.
It's called The Springs of Love.
How can we get it?
It's going to be in Amazon in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2 days. Yeah. And I will send it to you too. I will send it to you.
Now.
But
Yes.
you beg me to do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
You are the one that encouraged me, and also because how I began to write a book, because I cannot write, I'm a speaker, a boy. It's also a young man I met, and he's like my son now, or he's my son, but he's a writer. So I met him in very unusual way, and we become, I started mentoring him. But he also started mentoring me by telling me to put my book, and he wrote it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Now,
And there's another book on the way.
Miriam Moore.
Something happened.
How I wish we have more women like you, more human beings like you all over the world. Because it's a pity our time has gone. We lost a lot of time just for the technicalities. Because I wanted to ask you more questions. Like, you look like a very happy and satisfied lady, a single lady. Oh, we lost her. Huh? Okay, no problem. Well, our time is up, unfortunately, and we just lost Miriam, but the time is off. and the time is up. Our time is off, and but I think we need, by the grace of God, more women and more human beings like Miriam. She is just, I wanted to say, normally single ladies, when they are single, they are not happy, or you could tell that they are not happy. But but Miriam is an example of someone that is totally self-sufficient in God. I wish more people will get to that place. Well, thank you so very much. I'm coming back in the next 30 minutes, and we are starting a new series this time. It's going to be how to know God and be a friend of God. How to know God and be a friend of God in the next 30 minutes. In the next 30 minutes, how to know God and be a friend of God. So thank you so very much, everyone. And in the next 30 minutes, we'll be back. Thank you. Blessings.